Yeah, we working hard.
Hey. Hey, it's Weekend Gabe here, holding down your Tuesday night, right here on Weekend at Gabe's. Thanks for joining us here on Twitch TV and also simulcast streaming on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. We are everywhere. Don't forget to give us a follow on social medias at Weekend Gabe's. That is going to be be ready from our next guest that's coming up in a few minutes, Lizzie G. She's going to be checking in with us. She's an entrepreneur. She does social emotional learning work with students. Super smart, energetic hip hop artist. I mean, she's everywhere. She's like the inspiration for my daughter and my sons to really take opportunities and chase after it, and don't wait for anyone to give you an opportunity, but to create your own opportunities. Something that some of our rapper friends like to tell us to do, but we don't follow on. But she actually is living that world. So we're going to get into all that, the work that she's been doing this year, although enduring, as most of us are. So we're going to get into her about that as well. So, and then at 8:35, we're going to be talking Chicago sports attorney Exavier Pope, but also a huge media figure, and also has been very outspoken about a lot of the cultural and racial issues that have been happening in this country this past year. And so we're going to get into, he has quite an amazing story that I can't wait for him to tell and share with you. It's really going to be fantastic. So I can't wait to get into that with him at 8:35. So we got a big show coming up. So I'm glad that everyone here is joining us. Hopefully everyone had a great Tuesday. I surely did. I was just hanging out with the kiddies, and the kids definitely make things a lot interesting, when you're not working. So they were definitely keeping me busy. The youngest one. If you're not following me on the social medias, I encourage you to do so. The baby of the bunch is just 18 months now, and it's just everywhere. He's like a cat meme. He's everywhere, and so he definitely keeps things very, very, very exciting around the house. So today was kind of like that kind of day, just relaxing a little bit. Something did pique my interest, though. I think it's probably going to be the only thing about news that I care about. And across the weekend, I don't really know if someone asked me what I was reading over the weekend, and I couldn't tell you because the weekend had gone by so fast, and I was just trying to drive around a little bit and just listen to music. And so, but this did cross my timeline. And Mario Lopez, who was AC Slater on Saved by the Bell, and who is reprising that role on the updated Saved by the Bell that's on Peacock, Lifetime TV put out the most amazing trailer that I've ever seen in my life, titled "A Recipe for Seduction," a story about Colonel Sanders, the KFC Colonel Sanders. And he's playing Colonel Sanders in some sort of love triangle, murder affair type deal. It looks amazingly awful, but I am going to watch it because it's 2020 and everything is amazingly awful this year. So, but if you haven't seen the trailer, it's absolutely fantastic. I highly encourage you to go seek this thing out because it's amazingly awful. But shout out to Mario Lopez, who never says no to a check. Also, looks like the Silence of the Lambs trailer, the sequel, Clarice, just got released today. So shout out to that. I'm not really checking for it, but whatever's. And there's a Wayne's reunion featuring the Alice Cooper members that's going down. Shout out to Wayne's World. If you've never seen it, watched it with the kiddies most recently. They found it amazingly funny. But a virtual Wayne's World reunion featuring Milwaukee fan Alice Cooper and members of Queen and Aerosmith is going down. So Josh Gad is expected to host the event of the reunited episode. When is this supposed to take place? Looking for a date on this. Doesn't say when. But either way, Wayne's World is a fantastic movie. And I guess, in the year of reunions and all kinds of unexpected things, why not, right? Um, other than that, I guess some of the reactions from Wonder Woman 1984 coming out as well. That's dropping in a couple weeks on HBO Max and some TV in theaters if you're in a place where theaters are still open. So that should be. I'm looking forward to that Christmas Day. So one of the few things that I'm looking forward to at the end of this year, besides the year ending in general. But yeah, that should be. I'm looking forward to Wonder Woman. But either way, so those are. I just can't the weekends in this year have been just an absolute blur to me, and I've been really struggling with my memory to remember anything. But who I am really excited to be part of the show, and she's been joining me over when I was at Loyola. When I was, she would jump on in the morning. She came down in the evening, and here she is on the new platform, Weekend at Gabe's with Weekend Gabe. It is a pleasure to introduce Lizzie G into the show. Good evening. How are you?
What's up? What's up? What's up, Gabe? How you feeling? How you feeling? Hey, everybody. What's up, y'all?
I am good. I was just saying how much I want this year to be over.
Man, I just heard you saying that. I feel you, but man, we still got a little bit of time though, so we can accomplish some more goals before the end of the year though. So let's get it.
You are the goal queen, absolutely. But it is a pleasure to get you on. I'm glad. I know we haven't had a lot of time to talk this year, so I'm really interested to see how how you've been navigating all the obstacles this year, because you're for those who don't know, you're not only just a musician, you're an entrepreneur. You do a lot of social work with students. You press entrepreneurship and independence. You have a positive message that you share across the country and the world. You travel a lot. So all that's been sort of, tabled for the moment. How have you been spending your 2020 this year? I've been following the social media, so it's not like you've been idle, but just kind of give us a brief overview of how you've been spending your time.
Man, I've definitely been productive. I did not want to let any time go to waste. I've been spending a lot of time with family. I'm an auntie to twin-born nephews.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So I have 2 twin nephews. I just been revamping and rebranding a lot within Lizzie G Entertainment because now that the schools have been going virtual, they haven't really had space for our organization to come in yet to do any programs with the youth. So we just been doing a lot of behind the work scenes, which is what I need to do to maintain compliance with the organization and do what we need to do to stay afloat, because as you know, I am the entrepreneur and artist as well. So it's like sometimes I'm not even able to really be 100% an artist because I had to do a lot of the behind the scenes work of the business. So I've been very productive. I've been applying to grants. Like I said, just revamping and rebranding a lot of things via social media, contract wise. Doing things with my charity, applying for grants and receiving them by the grace of God. Excited about that.
Yeah.
We were able to give scholarships away to 3 Illinois graduating seniors who are attending a university right now in the arts. So that's what we did with one of the funds. We also have an upcoming Feeding the Homeless project with a grant that we received from Walmart. So, man, doing what we need to do to just make it happen on all levels. I have done a lot of virtual performances as well for private organizations and things like that. But of course, a lot of the school stuff has just been kind of pushed back a little bit because, they're really getting in the swing of things for virtual, and there's not really any room and stuff right now. But I've still been motivated, still been staying afloat to, find a lane in other ways and stuff. And
Right.
so just been making it happen. Of course, I miss performing. That's my happy place, being with the kids. So I definitely can't wait till that can come back in 2021 for real.
Yeah, we get a glimpse of that on new video, Be Ready, that came off album from last year, which I think it was like the end of last year, Embrace the Grind, right? So it's not
September 7th, 2019. Yes.
Wow, so
yes.
It's exactly a year old, and so we get a glimpse of that, and I was really jealous because you were like downtown and you're like you're in the moment, you're just really feeling yourself and kind of in the space you're in. And I haven't been downtown in like the entire year. And I was like, damn, I really miss downtown. It's like, but you're really like, living in the moment. So it has a great feel to it, which all your records always do.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, since everyone is on the computer, everyone's on their laptop or phone, I felt the need to do more visuals this year. And I did. We put out 3 videos this year. One in May, self-esteem. Then we did campaign trail, getting people excited about elections and just wanting to get registered to vote.
Right.
Register to vote and be the voice of change, and then be ready, which was encouraging people, to just be ready for any opportunity that come your way. We had a lot of time in the COVID. I know, things slowed down for people, but we still had to maintain a positive mindset and to stay self-motivated. So just be ready in all aspects of life, because you never know what big opportunities gonna come your way, especially since things slowed down this year, 2020. Sky's the limit. A lot of things, when they do open back up, they're gonna be looking for someone like me to come entertain and motivate, being at a time where people are feeling isolated or feeling depressed because their day to day isn't the same. So just
Mm.
really encouraging people, to stay disciplined, stay motivated, and be ready for real.
Yeah. What skills? Because you're always adopting new skills, but you're just kind of like this, always morphing into something else, organically learning, changing, evolving. And on your Instagram, like I saw the photos of you giving your father a haircut. So you're nice with the clippers, I see. So like, is that what else have you been doing? Like with your skills, or just learning new things?
Oh man, definitely adding new skills and multiplying and being fruitful, just like God wants us to do. So yeah, a barber, cutting my dad's hair.
Was he
Got
scared
my
first off?
conceal and carry license. Been at the range and stuff a lot, just practicing for the unknown. Also took real estate classes. So real estate is
That's
something that
right.
I always been fond of, and I love the idea of flipping houses, which is something that we did with my grandmother's house when she passed away, and turned it into Airbnb. So I just wanted to pay for the wealth of knowledge, and I went into real estate. And so doing that right now, getting ready to take my exam. So yeah, just adding new skills to the platform, because the sky's the limit for Lizzie G.
I hear that. What
Yeah.
was it as a male? I'm always uncomfortable with anyone who's new to the field of barbering. Or so was your father like? Did you have to like convince him into doing it, or he was like
No, he
game?
actually encouraged me. He actually encouraged me to learn to do it, and for him to be the guinea pig. So I'm grateful that he trusts me in that endeavor to be able to do that. And he's actually not the only hair I cut. I had a friend that came in town from New York in May, and he had me do a lining for him. So I appreciate these people that gave me a chance, because as I keep practicing and getting better and better, they gon' I remember them like, man, you gave me a chance. I definitely understand what you're saying as a woman. Like, men probably look like, oh, I don't trust her, maybe, or maybe she got to get more heads under her belt, to cut. But my
Yeah.
my dad definitely gave me the opportunity, and I cut his hair. I've been cutting his hair throughout the whole pandemic. He hasn't paid $20 for a cut. We invested in the supplies, and now here I am cutting his hair bi-weekly.
No, it's just anyone who has new skills. I have this awful experience of my barber not being available this one time, and they're like, "Oh no, we have this kid. He's really good. He's new, but he's good." And it was just like the worst. So
I had to watch a lot of videos before I cut my dad's hair for the first time. For real, I had to watch a lot of videos. And then when I finally did it, my hand was a little strong at first. I thought I almost gave him a bald spot, but I smoothed it all out. I made it happen, and I made it look good. It didn't look too bad. One thing I do need to do better on is the lining, though, and I think I did do better on the second time around.
there you go. It's something you have to do to like get better at it. It's like there's just no workaround. You just
Absolutely.
have to do
It's
it. Oh,
definitely an art too. I salute all barbers out there. Definitely is an
oh,
art. You have to have, a steady hand, and and people who do the designs, like wow, like it's amazing. So I definitely salute all the barbers out there. I'm not, trying to get all deep and stuff with it, but the people who needed the cut during COVID and who wanted my help, I was able to help them. So I was able to serve in that endeavor.
yeah, but before they greenlit the shops to open, I was one of those. I was looking, they were all sold out, and I the bald look. I was like, well, screw it. Like, I've been flirting with the idea I was going to do it, and I just could never get my hands on a pair of clippers. So now it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So
This was early on in the pandemic too, and
yeah,
so we went like all the way, I think, out to Lansing, to this beauty supply store that had the clippers. So I was able to get it out there and make it work.
You were saying like the record you have, the Get Out the Vote record, and then I was looking, I saw that you were part of a Wisconsin Black Women for Biden Harris 2020. Is this like your first time getting into that public sphere of supporting politicians? Was that something that you had to think about because you're putting yourself out there, you're allowing yourself to someone who's in politics? Is there a risk factor with that, or did you just feel like this is the moment, I have to do this because there's a Black woman who could potentially be in the White House and I need to put my support behind that to make sure that happens?
Absolutely. So, of course, my platform is to educate and inspire, especially since I have the youth looking up to me. So this is something actually that I did for a couple of years now. Even when like Quinn was running for governor, I've always like had one song on the album or a single that had to do with the current movement. Either it be police brutality and the racial injustice or voting. I always had one song that was about that. And yeah, I'm not involved in politics too much. That's not my thing. I leave it to, the people who are into it. But sure, being that this year was needed for us to get our voice heard, especially since it's the 100th anniversary, 100-year anniversary of the 19th Amendment, I wanted to make sure that I get that word out to our millennials and, first-time voters, those who just turned 18, that, hey, you need to register and vote. You need to get out there and be the voice of change because these elections this year is critical. So I thought that was very needed this year. I thought that it was needed. And I have a 13-year-old rapper who's on the song with me. His name is K. Ali. He's a positive artist from DeKalb. And so I'm like, man, now more than ever, this is the time we need to do this video. As you know, the album came out last year. There were just certain songs I was doing videos for, but I'm like, man, we need to do a video for Campaign Trail for real. So we made it happen. We were encouraging people to vote. And as a result, people voted. And I'm happy about that because this year, as we see in the news, this was the highest turnout of people voting. They were still counting votes after the election. So I did always have that mentality to just want to get the word out for people to be the voice of change. Perhaps the song was a single, or maybe it was a song that made the album. This one didn't make the album, but a couple of years ago, like I said, even when Quinn was running for governor or such, I made a song about that too. So it has been something I've been doing because, like I said, I use my platform to educate and inspire. So I felt that it was needed to do that.
Right. And shout out to Lieutenant Governor Barnes, Mandela, Wisconsin. He's a friend of the show. So
dope.
Yeah, well, he came down when we were at Loyola. He was this is when he was running. He was running in the primary for governor, and he was in Chicago doing some fun. And he came by the studio, and we didn't get him on air, but he just came by and just said hi, and I was like, oh my god, like you're running for like a huge political office, just coming by, and now I see him all the time.
I met him the day of the event when I was booked to do it. He's also a part of the Greek family. I'm a member of a sorority. He's a member of a fraternity, so we have that connection already, being a part of the Divine Nine. But yeah, the organization that partnered with me to do the event, I did a Juneteenth event for them in June. So the turnout was really good. We made the newspaper in Appleton, Wisconsin, and apparently we made an impact. So they booked me to do this event, and I'm glad that I was able to be a part of history and be a part of this, because with everything going on virtual, it's not that I'm just doing events in Chicago. We doing events that are taking place everywhere. And for this organization to be in Wisconsin, it definitely shows volumes to the work that I'm able to do and the impact that I'm making city to city, country to country.
Yeah, absolutely. What you're kind of mentioning how this year has had a negative downturn on a lot of people. There's just been so much that's happened this year that there's going to be novels of books that are going to be written about it. But you seem to always keep a your energy and your positivity. It just continues to stay consistent, and I know that's not always the case because no one lives on on cloud nine all the time. But what do you kind of feel like people, because now you're your voice is so large now, do you kind of feel like you need to do that because so many people are looking to you to be that sort of ray of light when it's really right now what a lot of people are enduring, not just only with the virus but with through economics or through hunger or through poverty and homelessness? And I know we'll get into that in just a minute about some of the charity work you're doing, but do you kind of feel like people look to you, so you kind of have to keep that energy going, almost like on a what's the Richie, the guy, the exercise guy that's always like high on the energy, not little Richard, you know what I'm talking about, right? He has like the weird get up, and he always does like the shake into the oldies.
I'm not even sure. I bet if you say his name, I probably.
But anyways, so to my question, like, do you kind of feel like you just have to keep that energy up because people are looking for that from you?
The youth are definitely looking at it. But for me, for me to stay afloat and to keep my mental good, I have to remain a positive mind attitude and create a positive mindset, because I can't let the obstacles that are going on around me, affect the goals that I want to reach, because I do have goals that I want to reach, and I'm going to reach them, and I'm going to manifest on them daily, whether we're in a pandemic or whether we're not. So I definitely have to understand that, yeah, the youth are looking at me because I am the voice of change for them. And also, I'm just blessed, though, at the end of the day. Like, yeah, we're in a pandemic, and it's a lot of things we may take for granted that people, don't realize. A roof over your head, which is food on the table. Never went without, food on the table. Never been late on a payment this year for a bill. And I'm just grateful for things like that. And so I just have to still remain positive, because I see that when I do, positive things come to me. So I definitely have been manifesting a lot of the goals and accomplishments that I set for myself, and the year is not even up yet, and there's still a couple of things that I want to do. So yeah, not only are people looking to me for hope and that energy, especially the youth, I have to do that for myself too, for my self-esteem and for my confidence. In the beginning of the pandemic, early on in March, I was a little discouraged, being that a lot of my events were getting postponed and canceled, and I was looking forward to that, especially because some of those events I hadn't even secured my retainer fee yet, and as an entrepreneur, we work on, gigs and stuff that come in. So, me looking to the future and like, man, I'm not, about to do that festival, or man, I'm not about to do this teen summit, and I haven't even got fee yet for that too. Like, what am I going to do? I was getting a little discouraged, but I found other ways to hustle and grind. And then, I was applying to business grants and things. And by the grace of God, we did receive some. And then, incorporating new skills. So I just had to be flexible. I had to adapt. And that's what a lot of people needed to do during the pandemic, which some did. And so I definitely just wanted to keep that energy going when the energy was just kind of void, and I just had to keep doing what I'm doing to just be good for my mental.
Yeah. I mean, in the same way with this show, the way that we're experiencing it now, my idea at the beginning was to have guests like you and meet in person and share a bite and explore food and culture and, your story or anyone's story. And that all got scrapped. So I was like, well, and then a friend who also does a Twitch show, I was seeing him do it and it inspired me. I was like, yo, I was like, let me figure this out. And, now we're like 2 months into shows and here we are. So it's
you doing your thing, because I never knew about Twitch either. One of my friends told me about Twitch and told me to sign up for it and do some live performances, and I haven't yet did any. I've done something on Facebook Live, I've done something on Instagram, and of course, like I said, I've done virtual events for organizations. But I recently got on Twitch too, and I think that it's a great platform, something that I never knew about. So salute to you for being flexible and adapting and making it happen, because it wasn't going to stop you and the content that you provide for the audience. And look, your loyal listeners are on right now, and they're going to tune in for the recap. So keep it up. We just got to adapt and be flexible, and that's what you did.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my regret is like I didn't do it sooner, and I didn't find out. But whatever. He's like, now we're 2 months in, and this is show show number 14, I think. What show? What show?
Okay. Look
That
at
is,
you, and you're
that is number
consistent with
14.
it too. So that's what's up. I haven't been
Well,
able
we're
to tune
numbering.
into every show, but I definitely watched a couple of your recaps on your Facebook page that
Oh,
I follow, Weekend
okay.
Gabe. So keep it up.
Appreciate that so much.
Yes,
Um,
and of course, I'm grateful that you always gave me a chance to talk to you on a lot of your platforms. Like you said in the past, when you were at Loyola, Radio One, like we've been rocking and vibing for a minute. And for those watching, we also Curie Condor alums. So, man, we have
exactly.
that
That's
bond.
right.
We have that bond. So I appreciate you.
I just love what you do and what you represent. I think that with the music that's from Chicago, it's often kind of like on a very daunting and sometimes haunting side of things. And I'm just so thankful that you kind of give this opposite view of not just only your experience being Black woman in America, but not letting the obstacles and the hurdles stop you from still living your life with a purpose and an intention.
Yeah.
And I love that about you, that you're always doing something. And it doesn't matter. And I think this year and what you were explaining just proves that there's like whatever the goal is, you'll find a way to achieve it. And I agree with you 1,000%. I believe in the universe, the energy that you give off will return to you. And so I try to stay in that same model of positivity and treating people with respect and always doing right by people. So I love that the messaging that you said you share every time you're with us. And I think that needs to be amplified. So as long as you're staying active, you'll always have a place with us.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's just facts. You just gotta stay active and stay positive for real, no matter what. Because everything good in life comes with a challenge. So these challenges that a lot of us face is gonna be a silver lining at the end of the road, at the end of the rainbow. So we just gotta keep manifesting and keep working hard for real.
Yeah. So before we let you go, Lizzie, I want to definitely talk about some of the charity work that you're doing. You were mentioning to me that you're doing something with homelessness. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So Ellie Empowerment Incorporated is my organization, my 501c3, and we've been graced with a couple of grants this year. Our most recent one came from Walmart, and we want to definitely do a Feeding the Homeless project before the Christmas holidays. I know how important it is for people, to receive food right now during a time where, they don't have the access or don't have the means. And since we are serving the public, I feel like this is a great way to end out the year by doing that. Because right now at this time, I should have been in Haiti doing our annual school tour. This would have been our 4th year during the school tour, but unfortunately, due to COVID, we're not able to travel internationally. So we're not able to make Christmas dreams come true for the youth in Haiti. So why not make them come true for the youth out here in Chicago? And that's one thing that we're going to do with the funds that we receive from this grant is to feed 1,000 families. We're still getting things locked down and tied in as far as the date and the location, but pretty soon I'm going to have that flyer out, and I'm going to have a couple of volunteers with me as well, because of course the impact is greater in numbers. We're going to be masked up, gloved up, and we're going to be passing out plates of food, to go containers already packaged, and bottles of water. So be on the lookout for that. Actually, when the flyer is done, I'll send it to you if you want to, perhaps share with your audience and stuff. But this is definitely our end of the year program that we're going to be putting on through Ellie Empowerment Incorporated. And again, shout out to Walmart for the grant that we received so that we can have the funds to even do this.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, please do. I could definitely share it with our audience, but also anyone who's interested in maybe helping out, and if they're comfortable coming out and volunteering in person, because we definitely need to do that work for those who are in need. There's so many right now, and that story it's being discussed, but I don't think that people really understand the magnitude of what's really happening to families in America right now, and the absolute need that we need to fill that gap. Void. So definitely let me know, and I will help however I can, for sure.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, as I ride around Chicago, I see a lot of man, I see a lot of people on the street
Oh,
in
absolutely.
tents and things like that. And it's just like, wow, like we have to do something. You know, we're in a pandemic right now, and this is, they don't have shelter. And so I definitely want to make sure I hit some of those locations that I've been driving by and, you know, drop off a plate of food, drop off a couple of bottles of water to them, pray with them, even, you know, give them a little hope and inspiration. And like I said, thanks to the donors that we received some funds from, and Walmart too, this grant, we're able to make that happen before Christmas. So we're going to get out there and execute. If I got to do it myself, I'm going to do it myself. I know everyone's not comfortable right now being out, but like I said, I'm going to be double masked up. I'm going to have on my gloves. I may even have one of them medical robes, you know, to just stay protected and stuff. And I'm going to have to do what I have to do. I have to serve. That's what God put me on this earth to do. So I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. We appreciate you so much, Lizzie. Please tell people how they can follow you. We'll share out when all the information is ready to go out. We'll definitely I'll definitely be a hand in that, getting that word out. But in the meantime, how can people follow you on these social medias?
Yeah, so my website is lizziegmusic.com. That's LIZZIEGmusic.com. From there, you can see all my other social media platforms that you could follow me on: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I'm everywhere. You type in Lizzie G on Google, you're going to find me. So stay connected with me. And from there, you'll find the website to my charity too. So you can check out the work that we're doing. Everything is integrated together, basically. So thank you all for your support. Thank you, Gabe, for the platform. Stay safe, stay blessed. Happy holidays to all. And I definitely can't wait to see you all in better times in 2021. So let's get it.
I appreciate it. Lizzie G, an incredible person out there doing the work, doing the good work that folks are that be done. Also, Embrace the Grind is the most recent album. Exactly. Yeah, it's still one of my son's favorite records, by the way. So it stays in rotation.
Thank you.
It stays in rotation in our
I gotta send you a check for him then. Text me the size so I can mail you one.
The last time I saw you, you gave me a T-shirt. He wears it now because I don't fit into it. So it's
that was the Embrace the Grind shirt, but I can send y'all a No Bullies on one though.
That we can talk offline, and I'll definitely give you the information. We'll love to I'll love to share that with them for sure.
For sure. Thank you again.
Lizzie, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. Thank you for checking in with us. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right, that was Lizzie G here on Weekend at Gabe's. We're going to be talking with Exavier Pope in just a few minutes. He has his own law firm here, the Pope Law Firm. He's also a media. Is he with us already? No, he's not. That's Lizzie. He's going to be joining us just a few minutes. He's a media personality, attorney, lawyer, and also just has a fantastic story. So we're going to be talking with him in just minutes. But yeah, Lizzie is just an amazing person to follow. Her story of her accomplishing so much and traveling the world and spreading just the message of positivity. The anti-no bullying song, No Bully Zone, is just like a really fun record, but just has a lot of impact in there. And then, you know, bullying is, especially now with the remote learning, online bullying is definitely on the surge. So, you know, that kind of messaging is really important for us to be sharing and getting out there. So, if you're not a fan of Lizzie G, please be a fan and follow her and listen to the records. There's a lot of positivity that's happening out there. She's definitely on the forefront of doing that work. And then again, like she was mentioning, that we will definitely be sharing any media or flyers or marketing tools to discuss what she's up to and how she's helping service those who are most need. If you haven't been aware, just sort of back into the news as we wait for Exavier to join us, the Pfizer vaccine debuted in Britain today. So they were showing folks out there getting the first shots. It's the first of two shots that you'll receive, or that if you decide to receive it. And I think there's a 21-day span between each of those shots. And the president today was talking about signing an executive order, making sure that Americans are receiving the vaccine. But there was also a story in the Washington Post and New York Times yesterday that talked about how the White House and administration missed on the opportunity to secure more than 100 million doses over the summer for God knows whatever reason. So, you know, We're going to see how well we turn the corner of this thing in the beginning of 2021. But I know Chicago already supposed to be receiving their vaccine shots fairly soon. And the frontline workers are going to probably be the first ones, and also seniors are going to be the first ones to receive those dosages. So it's going to be interesting of how the this out and how states and cities across the country are going to make this thing happen. It's going to be really fascinating to see how this thing goes. There is on the entertainment news front again, Spider-Man the Marvel Spider-Man 3 secured Alfred Molina, who also played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, to come back to reprise the role. There's a lot of noise around there maybe being 3 Spider-Mans that appear in this new Spider-Man. The Spider-Man's appearing, which should be absolutely bonkers if they're able to pull that trifecta off. So we'll see how that goes. Out to Apple, who continues to pump out new technology that surpasses the other stuff after you just bought the other stuff. It looks like the AirPods Max is going to be like a head over the ear headphone, which is just looks like a regular headphone, with 2 cups. But it's after all these years of telling us to get the ear pods that go in your earbud, and now they're gonna just go back to the regular headphones. Shout out to Apple for always finding a way to get you to buy something you don't need. And then tonight's game against the Dallas Cowboys and Baltimore Ravens, Des Bryant, the wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, was tested positive for COVID-19, thus pulling him from the warm-ups and the game tonight against his former team, the Dallas Cowboys, and that he said that he is now calling it quits for the rest of the year because now he's probably going to go on the IR for 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes. It's been a crazy, crazy day. We're going to hit a small break, and then hopefully we'll be with Exavier Pope here on Weekend at Gabe. We'll be right back.